Hey y'all, welcome to Art of the Budget. My name is Nicole. My pronouns are she and her, and I live in the Pacific Northwest on the traditional unceded territories of the Coast Salish nations. And today we are doing a budget plan. This is the first budget plan for 2022. So we're in the brand new month of January. New month, new year, but same old thrift store sweatshirt. So if you are new and stopping by for the first time, thanks for checking out my video. I use a free software called Every Dollar. It is a Dave Ramsey product, and while I'm not a fan, the free version works really well for the way I do my budget. And just to give you a quick rundown on that, I do a budget plan at the beginning of every month. Every week I come back and I do a budget check-in and I log all my transactions for that week, and I try to stay as close as possible to my plan. And at the end of the month, I reconcile the whole thing. And I also sprinkle in videos about cooking, other money related things. I've got an investing playlist if you're interested in checking that out. And just kind of stuff that applies to the life of an artist living in capitalism and trying to survive. So if you're interested in that, definitely hit that subscribe button. If you're coming back, thanks as always for helping me stay accountable with my budget. I really appreciate it and helps a lot, and I hope it's helpful to you too. And if you enjoy this video, I would love it if you would like it, and if you have something to say or you notice something that doesn't make sense or you just want to say what up, I'd love it if you'd leave a comment down below. But let's go ahead and get into the plan. So I do have a video forthcoming. I have been just I've had a little less capacity for videos lately, and so I do have a video forthcoming with my budget projection for 2022, but this is based on that budget projection, and we're going to get into my plan. Okay, so starting out with my base income, I have $4,000 to spend this month. If you don't already know, spend the money in January that I made in December, so I'm a month ahead. Interest income usually make it's around $4 these days. Also, my emergency fund is a little lower than usual, so maybe a bit less than that. Something that is really different in my 22 budget is that I no longer have a sharing my income budget line item and a 2% to art budget line item. So in the previous year and maybe the year before that, I had about 5% of my take-home pay going to just sharing. And that just means I contribute it or donate it to organizations or individual humans that I think are doing cool work or want to help out or whatever the case may be. It just means I share it. And then 2% to art was just a little bit of money that I set aside every month to support other independent artists. In 2022, I'm going into the year with a slightly lower budget, and I'll talk about that in my 2022 plan projection video. And because of that, I'm actually going to be shifting for this year, at least, that 5% over to my small business budget. I will also be making small business updates as I go into a year of trying to focus more on that. So that will be in my budget somewhere. It's just no longer here. And it feels really weird, but I think it's what makes sense. And no matter what, as I move forward, I will continue always increasing the amount that I share, and I'll always share part of my income. I have a video about sharing my income, so I'll put that above. Okay, going into savings. Just that interest income will go into this little account that I just save all of my interest income into for no good reason. Even with this lower budget plan, I am still planning to automatically send my $500 to my Roth IRA. Household stuff is pretty much the same, $1,100 for rent. Although, I sort of start thinking about getting another housemate, but all this COVID stuff makes that really difficult. But it is always something I could do in the future. Electricity, I put this at about 40. This works really well and is even a little high most of the year, but this few months of coldest months of winter, sometimes it's a little on the low side, but it sort of averages out pretty well. Mobile phone, 65. Internet is 90. It has gone up from 60 from when I first moved in and first got the account. And I have been putting off calling them to negotiate. I've mentioned it in a few videos, but that is on my list of things to do. Groceries. I know this is going to sound wild, but I'm going with a lower grocery amount, 275. It is simply actually the number that I had to use to make it work, to make my budget work. And so, yeah, I mean, wish me luck. We're probably going to have some grocery videos happening. Restaurants, 75. This is also lower than previous years. I usually kept this at 100, so I'm going to need to be much more selective. Thankfully, there's a pandemic and continuous variance on top of variance, so that will help me. I mean, this now, of course, goes to takeout, not eating out in restaurants or going to bars. Although I will say I have that locally, some places have really risen to the challenge of COVID safe dining and drinking, as you will see in my budget update. But anyway, that's that. Household is at 35. This is just kind of the average from last year, and so we'll see how that works. Kittles, I've got this at 80. This is for their food every month. This does not include medicine, anything extra. This is just for their food. And I have another place where I put all of their vet stuff. Gas, we're keeping that at 100, hoping that will work. I'm hoping with my new car that I will actually get better gas mileage, but also I may find myself driving more, so we'll see how that goes. But 100 has usually worked pretty well. There's a lot of months where I'm under, and then a few months where I'm over. So we'll see. I don't know. Gas prices are probably going up with everything else. Car registration, I just paid that in November, so now I'm back to $10 a month. Entertainment, this month I will pay my Hulu subscription in full, and that is $76.57, and then that will be zero for the rest of the year. And then this is like a total bummer, but again, to make my budget work, I had to take zero in fun money, so I need to really be figuring out the free fun this year. So zero for fun money. Auto insurance is higher than it used to be. I buy about $50, and this is because I bought a car and it is financed. And so that will be the amount until I pay it off, and then I may go back down just on like collision and stuff since it is a used car. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. And then going down to sinking funds, as you will see when I talk about my full projection, I'm front loading because I am adjunct teaching for the spring quarter. That will end at the end of March, and then I will not be teaching. And so because of that, I'm front loading the two most essential categories. So the cat fund is going to get all of my remainder here, 1,264.61 in January, and right now it's at zero. My cats cost me a lot of money. I'm basing this number on my average of what I spent on them last year, but that does not include a gift I was given by a very generous person of $1,000 towards my cat's health care at their main vet. And so I might find that that is not enough. And so any extra money I make, that's another place where I'm going to be pushing it. And car upkeep will also be another place where I'm front loading in other months. Health fund, I did start contributing to my FSA, so I don't have anything here, but I will have that coming out pre-tax, and I put about $800 towards that, so I'm hoping that will take care of most of the things that I need to pay for this month. I do have pretty good insurance, which I'm obviously very thankful for. That is not the case for everyone in this country. So yeah, it's hopefully something we can change moving forward. But yeah, so that's that. As far as these other things, they're just gonna have to wait, I guess. that is it for me for January 2020. It's hard to say. That's it for me for January 2022. I hope that you're having an awesome month. Let me know down below if you've got any big changes this year. I would love to hear about them, and I will see you in the next video.